What's up, guys? My running kid here, coming to you again. Hello, as always, versus match with a twist. As you know, this was a segment that was created by my good friend and bro, ZackThunderKing, where you guys vote on who is the winner of this. You just vote, and if for all those who don't get the point, then don't participate. That's the basic line. So last week was Best Damsel in Distress, and I think everybody should have known that it was going to go to this one right here, Princess Peach. A lot of people have said she was destined to be a damsel in distress. She's the uber damsel in distress, so to speak. So Princess Peach won last week's match. This match comes from ZackThunderKing. I promised him October 22nd I would do this. So like I did last time, best character voiced by Steve Blum this time around. And he's voiced so many characters, so Zach had to limit it. So let's kick it off with Wolverine. Now, despite what many people may think, Wolverine, Mr. Blum has voiced Wolverine not just in Wolverine and the X-Men, but also in a lot of video games that Wolverine has been in, like pretty much all the Wolverine the X-Men Legend games and everything like that. So he's been around with Wolverine, and he's pretty good at it. Next up, pretty much one of Mr. Blum's most famous characters he's ever voiced, Spike Spiegler from Cowboy Bebop. Probably one of my favorite animes out there. No matter how old this anime gets, it is still classic. It is still just a lot of joy to watch. And still, I don't believe Spike died. Next up, Tom, the host of Toonami. Now, Tom took over the host after when Toonami first came out. Moltar was doing the host, and then Tom took over, and he's been through a lot of changes, but yeah, he's back, and he still does a good job as Tom. Next up, Gilmon from Digimon Tamers. I did like Digimon Tamers, the third season of Digimon. And he talked something like this, Takato man, and he talked a little bit like that, but it was still Steve Blum. You can hear it. Next up, Jamie from Megas XRL. This was a character you could definitely hear, oh, that's Steve Blum. It was just a distinguishing voice that he didn't try to change his voice too much, but it still was cool. Next up, believe it or not, guys, yeah, Steve Blum voiced Vilgax when he first appeared in Ben 10. When Ben 10 first came out, he was voicing Vilgax, and it wasn't very hard for me not to hear that was Mr. Blum, but it was still cool to hear him do Vilgax. Next up, probably one of my favorite anime villains of all time, Shishio Makoto from Rurouni Kenshin, and I think Mr. Blum did a great job voicing, as I like to call, Mummy Man. He was very cool, very ominous, and very kind of devious, and a little bit scary at times. I was always wondering, like, who's the Mummy Man, but just a cool character. And from Rurouni Kenshin, we go to Orochimaru. Yeah, Steve Blum did a good job voicing Orochimaru. He gave Orochimaru that very sly and devious voice where he kind of high-pitched his voice a lot, but it was still fun to hear him do his voice very much. And despite the character, yeah, Zach gives us Amon from Legend of Korra, and yes, I think Mr. Blum did a good job voicing him. It was just his deliverance. It wasn't Mr. Blum's deliverance in the voice, it was just deliverance in the character, in a sense. And I know this may put a lot of people smile. Starscream from Transformers Prime. Steve Blum does a very good job with this version of Starscream. He's cunning, devious, intelligent, and everything you would want in Starscream. He's like a jackal, and he just lives to please. It's very cool. Very cool indeed. So these are the two characters I picked. Believe it or not, yes guys, Steve Blum voiced Killer Croc in Batman Arkham Asylum. And this was a character I really had to listen really carefully to hear. Is that really Steve Blum? And then I heard it and I was like, okay, alright. But I thought he did a good job as Killer Croc. And my favorite, of course, is Grunt. Yes, from the Mass Effect series. Believe it or not, guys, this was the one that I had to really listen to and be like, is that Steve Blum? Like, no way is that Steve Blum, because this was a character hearing Grunt and I was just like, no way, that can't be, no way, Mr. Blum, man, you did a good job, because I barely heard it until later on. I heard like a pitch that usually Steve Blum does that really solidifies, okay, that's him in his voice pattern. But yeah, Grunt was definitely one of my favorites. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 12, well, those are the 10 that Zach picked and the 2 that I put in. Like I said, I always do 1 to 12 choices in versus match twist. That's the maximum 12. But as always, you know, voting begins now, and voting will end next Monday. And once again, like I said, if you don't want to participate, don't participate. This is just for fun. It's just to have fun. It's just, that's all it is. And if you don't like it, fine. Just don't participate. Nobody's asking you to. But for all those who do like to participate in versus match twist, continue. And I'll continue to deliver it. Not just me, but Deadpoolzilla and anybody else who does it. Ziploc Gory said it's open to anybody. And other than that, you guys take care. And as always, vote now. And let's see who is the best character Steve Blum voiced out of these guys. Take care.